It was a snowy January morning in Pittsburgh. Joey Williams stared out the kitchen window, not even noticing her coffee getting cold. Her 3 boys were getting ready for school, and the house was chaotic as usual. 9-year-old Liam couldn't find his gym bag. 7-year-old Owen had abandoned his breakfast and was running around, and 5-year-old Finn had somehow untied his shoelaces again. "Mom, where's my uniform?" Liam yelled from upstairs. Joey took a deep breath. "In the laundry room, on top of the clean clothes cabinet." Seth, her husband, didn't even look up from his newspaper. He was in his own world, sipping his coffee. Joey looked at him. She used to admire this man. Now he was just like a roommate. It was 12 years ago. Joey was a newly promoted manager at PNC Bank's downtown branch. At 29, she was climbing to the top of her career. The suits, the heels, the briefcase, they all made her feel powerful. It wasn't easy to rise as a woman in banking, but she'd done it. She met Seth at a work event. He was a project manager at a construction company, charismatic, funny, attractive. They got married 6 months later. Joey was in the happiest phase of her life. Career and love, she had it all. Her first pregnancy wasn't planned, but they welcomed it. Joey kept working until the birth. When Liam was born, her life completely changed. Daycare costs, sleepless nights, constantly sick kid. Seth helped, but as his business trips increased, Joey had to take on more responsibility. "Maybe I should take some time off," she'd said one evening, exhausted. "Up to you, babe," Seth had said, watching TV. "But we might struggle financially." Joey had hesitated. Her position at the bank was perfect. Good salary, clear career path. But she was missing Liam's first steps, his first words. Watching her son cry every day when she dropped him at daycare was breaking her heart. When Owen came along, she'd made her decision. Working with 2 kids was impossible. Seth's income was enough. "It'll be temporary," she thought. "I'll go back when the kids are older." But temporary became permanent. When Finn was born, Joey was 35 and completely disconnected from the banking world. Her days were spent on school runs, soccer practices, doctor's appointments. It had been years since she'd last updated her LinkedIn profile. Seth, meanwhile, kept climbing in his career. He was now vice president of the construction company. He came home late in the evenings. On weekends, he was too tired to deal with the kids. He expected Joey to handle everything: the house, the kids, meals, cleaning. "How was your day, Joey would ask, trying to make conversation. "Exhausting. I'm heading upstairs," Seth would say. Their relationship had turned into a routine collaboration. Words of love, kisses, touches, all gone years ago. Sometimes Joey would look in the mirror and not recognize herself. Where had that woman in the suit gone? The one who was so confident. That cold November evening, everything changed. She'd picked up Seth's phone to get the charger. When the screen lit up, she saw the message. "Last night was amazing. Can't wait for the next business trip. A." Joey's hands shook. She put the phone down, then picked it back up. She opened the messages. Months of an affair. With a marketing director at his company named Alicia. Hotel photos, romantic messages, plans. She felt sick. She ran to the bathroom and threw up. Then she collapsed on the kitchen floor and cried, quietly, so the kids wouldn't hear. When Seth came home at midnight, Joey was waiting in the living room. "I know," Joey said, her voice flat. Seth froze. "Joey, How long?" Silence. 6 months, Seth finally said, avoiding her eyes. 6 months. Joey let out a bitter laugh. For 6 months, you looked at my face every day at your kids and... I'm sorry, okay? It was a mistake. A mistake? A 6-month mistake? Seth ran his hands through his hair. You're always busy with the kids. You don't make time for me anymore. I feel neglected. Joey's blood ran cold. I'm neglecting you? I'm taking care of your children. I'm cleaning your house. I'm making your meals. What have you done? When was the last time you spent time with us? When did you help with the kids' homework? When did you put them to bed? Joey, please get out. You're sleeping somewhere else tonight. The following days were a blur. Joey consulted a lawyer. She learned about the divorce process, her rights, but every time she thought about her kids. Liam loved basketball. Owen had a reading disability and needed special education. Finn still had nightmares at night. They needed stability. Joey also knew Seth's financial situation. If they divorced, even with alimony and child support, maintaining 2 separate households would be tough. The kids would have to go back and forth. Given Seth's disinterested parenting, the kids would probably stay with Joey most of the time, but they'd face financial difficulties. And going back to banking, with a 12-year gap, who would hire her? In her therapy session, her therapist asked, "Why do you want to stay?" "My kids," Joey said, "they deserve a happy family." But the family isn't happy. Joey was silent. It was true. But would divorce make everything better? Seth apologized so much. He said he'd ended things with Alicia. He suggested marriage counseling. Joey agreed for Darichan's kids. But the counseling sessions didn't work. Seth didn't change. He still came home late, still wasn't interested. He just had a phone password now. Joey knew their marriage only existed on paper. They slept in separate beds. Their conversations were only about the kids and household stuff. But they played their roles in front of the children, on Christmas mornings, birthdays, school shows. One evening, Liam asked her, "Mom, why don't you and Dad kiss anymore?" Joey froze. "Adults show love differently, sweetie." But Liam wasn't convinced. The kids weren't stupid. They felt the tension. And 2 years passed. Joey was 41 now. When she looked in the mirror in the mornings, she saw a tired woman. Silver strands in her hair, circles under her eyes. An old colleague invited her for coffee. "Joey, we miss you. Have you ever thought about coming back?" Joey smiled. "The kids still need me." "But what do you want?" Joey couldn't answer. She hadn't asked herself that question in years. That night, after the kids were asleep, she found her old portfolio, her awards, certificates of achievement, reference letters. They were remnants of another life. Seth was watching TV. "Are you happy?" Joey asked. Seth shrugged. "What do you mean?" "With this marriage, this life." "We're managing, aren't we?" Joey nodded. That was it. They were managing, not living, just managing. "What about me?" Joey said, her voice cracking. "When do I get to be happy?" Seth looked at her, surprised. He hadn't asked about Joey's feelings in years, but Joey didn't wait for an answer. She went upstairs and checked on her children's rooms. Liam had fallen asleep on his book. Owen was hugging his teddy bear. Finn was breathing peacefully. She'd stayed for them. She'd hold on until they turned 18. She'd postponed her own life, but she'd protect theirs. Joey kissed Finn's forehead and whispered, "One day, someone will love you the way I love you. And you'll never give up being yourself, I promise." As she closed the door, she saw her own reflection in the glass. She was still there, that strong woman, somewhere deep inside, waiting for her turn. And maybe One day, she'd be free again.